this code I want to actually get OpenCV in Java to recognize my face in a webcam stream, and I want to display the results of that recognition in a buffered image on a JPanel on a JFrame as the program is running. Just to give you a sense of the outcome for this program, when I run it here, you can see my face is recognized, and it's reasonably exact and reasonably quick, and I'm using the library Cascade frontal face detector in this instance. I get a slightly better performance with the Har Cascade. I'll show you that in a moment. The program basically has a JPanel, and I put the JPanel onto the JFrame, and the JPanel contains the image that I capture from the webcam, and it's updated every couple of times a second. I start with main down here. I have a throwing an exception out of laziness. I have a JFrame, set its size, and so on. I load the OpenCV library, and you can see here I have some resources. I have these copied from my C drive. Library Cascade frontal face, Har Cascade, and with eyeglasses as well. And I can swap between these. So I'm going to change that classifier. So the next time I run it, I'll be running the Har Cascade, which uses floating point values, and this one uses integers. This one is quicker, and this one is probably more exact. My video panel is simply an instance of video panel, which is the JPanel, and I'm going to put that JPanel eventually onto the JFrame. So my video panel, and everything is set to run and set visible to be true and so on for the JFrame. I am going to store the image I capture each cycle through the loop in this matrix called WebCam image. I'm also going to have a utility class here called matrix to buffered image, which simply I give it a matrix and it fires back a buffered image to me. It just simplifies my code a little bit. I'm going to video capture from the webcam. I'm going to ask first, did it open when I asked it to initialize? And I presume it will. And then I tell the thread to sleep for half a second just to give it time to initialize itself. That is the video camera itself, physically to initialize itself. I have had the other when I didn't have this in here, so out of habit I put it in now, and you could reduce the value and see what it does for you. I have a while loop here then that does the processing or capture and so on. So I tell the capture device, which is the webcam, to read and save whatever it finds into this matrix called webcam image. If it's empty, I've got a problem. I print out there's a problem. I don't expect to get a problem, but I'm going to move into here, so I'm just going to frame.set size. So I want my frame to be big enough to display this image that I grabbed. So I'm going to ask the image how wide it is and how tall it is, and I'm going to add a little bit of space around it. So this is the frame, which is, you'll see up here at the top, which is the JFrame holding the JPanel. So now I'm also going to have a matrix of rectangles for all the faces that I'm going to recognize using this Har Cascade. Face detector multi-scale, so I'm using the face detector and I'm giving it the image that I want it to look at, and I want to use this face detector classifier on that image. So this is my classifier which will spot the faces. This is the image that I want to spot the faces in, and I'm expecting multiple faces if they existed. And then for each rectangle in all the rectangles we get, we just simply draw a box around them. Currently there's only me, so there's only one face going to be found. Then I matrix to buffer. This is my own class here, just to convert a matrix back into a buffer. You give it in the matrix object and tell it that you want a JPEG back, and then I set the image in the video panel, which is just a JPanel. I set the image in that to be the image that I acquired from this process here. So I'm saying matrix to buffer, give me the buffered image please. So here I set up the matrix to buffer object, and then I ask it to give me the buffered image, and then I ask the panel to repaint and presumably the system will call a repaint when necessary. So this matrix to buffer to class, I showed in another video. All it does is it has a constructor here, a default constructor, and a constructor where you can give it a matrix and a file extension, the one I use most often. And if I didn't do this, I have a set matrix object there, set matrix method I should say, and this is the actual code that's of interest. So overall it's pretty okay, and fairly straightforward. I'll run it again, and hopefully this time we'll see the hard cascade classifier working, and it's using the one from here, from this resources folder I created in this my OpenCV test project. So this time you'll see the processing is smoother. You don't see it hopping here at the edges. It's more robust. I would also say it's slightly slower. The other one is quicker, but it's quite effective. And that's it. That's face detection in a webcam feed.